She's alive. Alive!
Breaking news. I don't know if he was ever in the Horrorverse, but Dawson Creek died.
Well, Dawson Creek didn't die, but
Dawson Creek died in the 2000s.
James Van Der Beek?
Yeah. He died, but he looked pretty sick last time. Didn't he make like a guest appearance via video link to some con?
Yeah.
In the last couple of months, but he was very, 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 very skinny.
Very skinny.
It was cancer. I know he died of cancer. Good in Jay and Silent Bob. Can you remember him in Jay and Silent Bob?
Can't remember him Jay and Silent Bob, but I watched it.
He was going to in Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back.
Yeah.
The goal of Jay and Silent Bob is to start. They realize that there is a comic book called Blunt Man and Fat Man and Blunt Boy or something like that. I don't know, something along those lines. That was, and the comic book was based on them, and they never realized that the comic book was based
that it sounds
on
very like them.
So Ben Affleck's character, who is the character from Chasing Amy, who was a comic book writer, writes this story about them.
Okay.
It's getting made into a movie, but they don't want to be made fun of, so they go and set out to stop the movie from being made. And the person playing Jay in the movie, James Van Der Beek. The person playing Silent Bob is American Pie. What's his name again?
McFresh? No, not McFresh.
Who the fuck is McFresh? It's about the third time you said McFresh today.
McLovin is what I meant. I don't know where I keep getting.
And even
he's
that,
not in him. He's not. He's not.
Dude, the fucking like they turned up in Superbad for the first fucking time when he was like in his late.
Yeah, but who are you on about?
When was McLovin in fucking?
He wasn't.
I've
seen him about 3 times today.
Okay.
Well, if you want to give out to me, I can just stand over there, and every time you feel like giving out to me, you can just throw abuse at me.
Be a new fun podcast.
That's what a fucking be. But who are you on about?
Just a second. If I don't know his name, why would I? I literally looked at you for his name.
Because you can use your
Jason
describing words.
Biggs.
Oh, Jason Biggs.
The American Pie.
Oh yeah, you're
Who is the main guy in American Pie, Amy? He was supposed to play Silent Bob in the cat. Now within the movie, he was going to be playing Silent Bob.
Oh, okay.
And and I think in the movie you have Affleck playing 2 characters. I believe he's at the start playing the character from Chasing Amy, but I think he's playing himself with Matt Damon as they're making Good Will Hunting 2 while the 2 boys are walking around the lot trying to find out where Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back is being made.
Cool.
Or Jay and Silent Bob or Blunt Man and whatever is being got. Blunt Man and Chronic. That was who it is. Blunt Man and Chronic.
Okay.
Blunt Man being Silent Bob, Chronic being Jay.
Being Jay.
Which is a nice little segue into what we are going to open with this week. Because these 2 are also canon Scream. Jay and Silent Bob, yes, Jay and fucking Silent Bob are canon individuals within the Scream universe. Does that make Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back in the an actual thing within the Scream universe? I don't want to up it, considering all of Silent Bob fucking Jesus Christ, we're covering his movie this week on fucking It's Alive Alive. Kevin Smith. Does that make all of Kevin Smith's Askew universe also within the Scream universe? Is this all happening? Has Chasing Amy actually happened in a different place at the same time as Woodsboro fucking shit is happening? Maybe. Are they all one big fucking place because the characters are canon Scream characters? They cameo in James. They cameo in
Logically, it does.
But this is unavoidable, right? The next month at least, you can expect a lot of us talking about 2 specific franchises. My 2 favorite, 2 out of my 3 favorite horror franchises. Chucky is still and always will be my number 1 favorite franchise. Even though Child's Play is not my favorite horror movie, Texas Chainsaw is my favorite horror movie. And we're going to be talking nothing but Texas Chainsaw for the next 5 fucking weeks from next week on. But it's unavoidable that we got to talk about Scream too, because Scream is coming with number 7. And I know that's still 2 weeks away, literally 2 weeks from today. We'll be getting Scream 7. So I thought it might be a fun start because we can't help ourselves behind the scenes to use, like I said, instead of wasting it in our regular casual everyday life, let's bring it over here and start talking about Scream theories, because Scream is in the news reports today as well that we're going to be discussing, but we'll start with our theories, because the way it's being marketed, I feel like Stu is alive or this movie bombs. That's the way I feel at the moment. I feel like they have leaned so heavily over the last 3 movies into nostalgia, into Stu Macher. Scream 5, Stu's house. Scream fucking 6, Stu references. Is he dead? Is he alive? We don't know. They don't know. They make a fucking thing out of it being a conspiracy within the fucking world of fucking Scream in Scream 6. Now we're at Scream 7. We know he's fucking cast into the movie. Our planchettes are falling. I am convinced we're home. That thing is always moving. Yeah, that too. Anyway, so that we know Matthew Lillard is in the movie. We have heard his voice in the fucking trailer. We know that they end up going to some sort of fucking psychiatric hospital where someone related to the new fucking set of killings is going to be. We know they're promising that this is... And how do you make Scream different?
Stu, though? Who else would have that picture in their place? If it's not Sydney, it has to be Stu. And why would Sydney want a fucking picture that would include Billy?
Oh, yeah. That's an actual absolute impossible. If you watch the trailer, there is a point in the trailer where it has a picture of the original Scream Breakfast Club bunch, I suppose you'd call them, when they're sitting at the fountain.
Yeah.
In that scene. And there's a picture of all of them there. Now, funny enough, that you could straight away we can poke some little plot holes in the storyline, straight in the long-term storyline of Scream. Because if you watch Real Talk with the Doctor next week, I point out a few plot holes in Scream 6. But we've all seen Scream 1 about 1 million times now since 1996.
Sure have.
We've all seen that particular scene at the fountain play out millions of times since 1996. At any point, can you remember anybody saying, "Hey guys, pose for a picture"? We get there, they're in the midst of talking about Casey Becker's death, and then we witness them all leaving. At no point do they all sit there and smile for a photograph.
Did we arrive on the scene when they were all already sitting there? We didn't,
Who
did
took
we?
the photograph, though?
But that's what I'm asking. Maybe stuff happens in characters' lives off screen as well.
I'm just saying. Okay. Anyway, I do think that teasing him this much and not providing a solid fucking payoff to it will piss off fans to the degree, especially the type of fan that lives now. Because Scream fans learned nothing from Scream 5.
No.
Not a fucking thing did they learn from Scream 5. And they're going to get pissy as soon as... And I mean, it's a... You can look at it as an almost lose-lose situation, because there's still going to be a contingency of fans who are going to get pissed off when Stu Macher is alive. They're going to fucking be out there measuring their fucking old 90s TVs, dropping them on various things like Dexter and his fucking forensics labs, hitting fucking different things with different types of hammers and different weapons, so I like to see what kind of splatter they get. There are people who will do over-the-top research to see, is it possible? I'm sure there's people who have already done that. The truthers have already probably done that to show that he could survive it. Now we're going to have people coming out trying to prove that it's
pretty sure they've done it to
absolutely
prove that
impossible.
Rose McGowan's character could have survived that door.
But when we watched that movie last week, I turned to you and I was like, let's fucking face it. She's not a heavy girl. She's an in-shape girl. But the weight of an adult going through a cat door on a fucking garage door would blow that motor.
Her death always confused me.
And even then, when it hit the top, her body, the force of her body would have been enough to break the motor in that fucking thing, not kill her.
As soon as there was a tiny bit of pressure in her body, she'd have come through with cat flap.
Unless it was a ridiculously expensive, high-quality fucking door.
They all have nice houses, so they're...
Well, that's where the theories start to fall into place then, isn't it? Because the theory is that Stu Macher is from a wealthy family, or a well-off family.
Yeah.
And it is pointed out in Scream 1, there are messages left in the background, you know, on the, I think it's on the fridge or on a little fucking family notice board, where they're kind of apologizing for not being there. Is it for his birthday or something like that? Did we say something? That rings a bell from when we covered it. This is like the first subject we ever covered on It's Alive was Scream. And then we recorded that particular those first 3 episodes, maybe about 4 or 5 times before we got the released product.
Yeah.
Then we went back about 8, 9, 10 months later and re-recorded them in our spare time and replaced the old ones with the new ones. So if you go back and listen to episode 1, 2, and 3 now, they aren't the original episode 1, 2, and 3. The original episode 1, 2, and 3 of It's Alive only exists on Patreon.
Sure does.
It's been replaced, it's been redone, and
It needed it.
yeah, I might as well tell you now. Until I realised that with Stu and Roman and Dewey all being recast into the fucking movie,
It's kind of the
I was
ones coming.
preparing to redo Scream over the next few weeks, leading into 7. And then I realised I don't really know what's coming in 7, and I could kill off people who, you know, I thought were dead who aren't dead, and and there'll be backstory told that I don't know yet, and it was a waste of fucking time. Now I know what a lot of you are thinking, but the Texas Chainsaw Massacre just got fucking sold in the rights in the TV show and a new movie.
Yeah,
well, the thing
but
about that is at least another year or 2 away, right? There is no possible
so in about
way.
3 years' time, prepare for another 5 weeks.
100%. That's the thing. Like, I know that I get to redo the Texas Chainsaw Massacre again down the line, if they do it properly. If they don't, I stay where I stand, because my Texas Chainsaw Massacre is 1, 2, 3, 4. After that, I stop. I don't pay any more attention. I don't think any of the rest of them are any good. I don't think any of the rest of them deserve the same title as the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think they're fine movies in themselves, but they miss the point. And that's where I'm going to be hammering that home over the next few fucking weeks. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre isn't called Leatherface for a fucking reason.
Yeah.
Because Leatherface is not the fucking main bad guy here.
No.
The family are the main bad guy. The Sawyers are the main bad guy. Similar enough to Scream. It's a family affair, isn't it? So this is my theory, right? Because I think they're going to want to pay off the missed storyline of Scream 3.
Okay.
Now, for people who don't know, and I'm sure anybody who's into Scream knows at this point, rumor has it, this is unconfirmed because I think Kevin Williamson has constantly tried to downplay it, mainly because if you believe Matthew Lillard, he's downplaying it because he wants to use it and he wants people to forget about it. But originally, Scream 3 was supposed to be Stu Macher survived, he's in prison, and he is running a cult, a Ghostface killer cult from prison. And that the end scene wouldn't be the reveal of 1 or 2 killers. It would be literally all the teenagers that were left alive would be unmasking, and you would have fucking 4, 5, 6 to Ghostface and more out there with Stu still in the background, ready to take us on to the next chapter and be the big bad going forward. And I think that's a really smart fucking idea, because I think at this point, the one thing Scream's never done is allow the killer to survive. We nearly got it with 4. They pulled back. They held back. We nearly got it with 2. They pulled back. They held back. Because 2, again, if rumor is to be believed, was supposed to finish with the zoom out where Sydney's walking out into the quad in the school and the college afterwards, and it zooms out and the music starts and the credit starts rolling, and you see like a little fucking watchtower, and there was supposed to be another Ghostface within that clock tower looking down at Sydney, hinting that the game wasn't over yet and that there was a mastermind behind everything, which would have been perfect even in the scenario that we got afterwards, because at least we would have fucking known going into Scream 3 there was a mastermind behind everything instead of getting it thrown down our throat at the end of the fucking movie. So what I think, this is my official prediction. I think that David Arquette is brought back just because it's Dewey and they want to get it for him into the movie. So I don't think he's going to have any major part to play.
So I think he's alive.
No. I think he is going to be used, and I think people are right about the AI thing. I think people are right about the idea that deep fake videos will be used and deep fake voices will be used to disturb Sydney.
With the exception of Stu. I think Stu
The
was alive.
voices isn't new.
No.
They did this in Scream 3.
Yeah.
So that's already canon in the storyline. We know they can get voice changers that replicate people's voices and that you can do that. So we know that's there. But we also know we have the technology to do it in real life now. Whereas when Scream 3 came out, we did not have that technology.
No.
In fact, when Scream fucking 1 and 2 came out, those voice changers did not work the way they worked in those movies.
Mm-mm.
You still can't even get an app that can do this fucking shit properly.
Is that for security?
I don't know. But I believe that what we're going to see is a flashback. I think that him, Dewey, and maybe Roman will be used in an AI deepfake kind of way. And I even think that Stu will be used sparingly in that way too.
I don't.
But no. Hear me out. I think it'll be done as a kind of red herring thing for a while at the very start of the movie. What I think is going to happen is we're going to get a flashback.
Mm.
And in that flashback, that's where we'll physically see David Arquette acting.
Okay.
It'll be him, Courtney Cox, and Neve Campbell getting out of there, or at least leaving and the police turning up. But before the police can turn up, somebody, maybe Roman, comes in and gets Stu out of there. Or alternatively, they realize Stu is alive, he's brought to the hospital, but before the information leaks, Roman or maybe Stu's parents or family members orchestrate or pay somebody off to say, yep, he's dead, we're going to have a fake funeral, but we're going to actually push this guy off, and we're going to, but what the deal is, we're going to put him in a psychiatric hospital for the rest of his fucking life, away from everyone. He's so physically deformed, he's so fucked up from being stabbed, he's never going to be the same again, he's never going to have quality of life, he's essentially dumbed down. And I think that Stu, when we first meet him, it will be in that psychiatric hospital, and I think he'll be borderline catatonic. I think he'll be almost a dementia-style patient, where he'll be rambling. He'll be saying random shit, and the job will be for the clues, the breadcrumb clues will be leading us to Stu. Will lead Sydney to Stu to find out, shit, this prick has been alive the whole fucking time, and something about Stu's past is what's causing what's happening now. So I need to try and get this information out of this fucking lunatic, this dementia-ridden psychopath. I need to try and get him lucid long enough to give me the information I want, right? I think from there, we will progress in the usual Ghostface killer style. We'll have kills, we'll have trails, and we'll have the big unmasking at the end, right? The mask will come off. It'll be generic. It'll be just like every other Scream movie. One or two of the teenagers we have seen throughout the whole movie will be under the mask physically. At that point, I believe that when the movie seems like it's over, what will happen is one of the surviving teens, who will be maybe Tatum, who is Sydney's eldest daughter, maybe her boyfriend, maybe her best friend, but one of them will be seen rather saying, oh, I'll be there in a second, and putting a ghost face mask into a backpack and closing it, or we'll see them, just hiding some piece of evidence that reveals that there is more Ghostface out there. There's not these two people, or just one or two or three teens that got caught at the end. It wasn't just them. There was more.
Okay.
And from that scene, it'll fade out and go back to the hospital, where Stu will be sitting there smiling and talking on the phone, or to maybe one of these teens, or talking to some lackey he has, some fucking some sidekick he has. But suddenly the rambling, the complete nonsensical fucking chatter that he had been doing for the rest of the movie will be dropped. And suddenly it'll be like, perfect. The plan is in place. Everything is going as we're according to plan. Now we move on to phase 2. And that's where the movie ends. A cliffhanger. We're going into the next movie knowing Stu Macher is behind everything, knowing that there is a cult. we drop this whole mystery of who's behind the mask and we start looking at things because we've done this 6 times. You can't, there's only so many times a copycat thing is going to happen to the same person. So we need to move on. We need to try to start taking this in a different fucking direction. So maybe the direction is the real Ghostface killer gets away with it. Stu Macher lives again. Not just fucking surviving once, but surviving twice. And moving forward, he is our bad guy for a trilogy. This is number 1 in 7, 8, 9. Right?
Okay.
Because they've already said, there's already rumors that 8 has been greenlit. There's already rumors that they're ready to shoot fucking Scream 8 already with the goal of having it out in a year's time, the same way they did with Scream 1, 2 and Scream 5, 6. That there will be a year gap. That's it. This time next year, we will be sitting here again talking about Scream 8 and preparing for that. And judging off of early box office figures or estimates that they're expecting, it looks like it'll make the money to justify the next one and pull it off. They're reckoning it's going to come in on opening weekend in the mid 30 million mark.
Okay.
Which is what the rest of the more successful Screams have done.
Okay.
So that is my theory. I reckon, yes, Stu Macher's alive. Yes, Stu Macher is the big bad, but I do not think he's the person under the mask throughout the movie. I think he's a puppet master.
I think you're right about what you're saying about Roman getting him out of there first, because at the end of Scream 1, there is only one stretcher with a body coming out of that house and into the ambulance.
True, and I think someone else pointed out that if you look at the trailers carefully, that when they do the Airbnb thing, like you can do in real life, that there is the chalk outlines, for lack of a better word, it's taped outlines of where the bodies lay.
But only one.
But there ain't none in the sitting room.
Okay.
There ain't none by the TV.
Do you think that her husband is somehow related to Stu?
Again, if you're to go by the trailers, it looks like poor fucking Joel McHale is getting it.
Really?
I don't think he's going to die, but I don't think they'd give us a death like that in a trailer.
A lot of Scream killers have gotten it bad as well, though.
But
as a cover.
This looks pretty fucking... This is like him walking through a room looking confused. Suddenly, Ghostface jumps him and wraps him in plastic. And next thing you see blood coming up while Joel McHale is trying to fight Ghostface off.
Okay,
So I would say
probably
Mark's in trouble there.
Okay.
Mark Evans. Not Mark. Is it Mark
So,
Evans?
and they're keeping it the same as who McDreamy was?
No.
Oh, I thought his name was Mark.
It is, but it's a different Mark. She's got a thing for Marks. I don't know.
Suppose you can't forget their name.
Let's move on to Marks. I think what happened there was clearly that
McDreamy got bigger.
Fuck's sake, we just use his real name.
Can't think of his real name.
Something McDermott. No.
Oh, Patrick Dempsey.
Patrick Dempsey.
Patrick McDreamy Dempsey.
Wouldn't mind.
I only know him from Grey's Anatomy.
He's not even particularly the best looking man in Hollywood.
No, he was a teen heartthrob though. Before he was in Grey's Anatomy, he was a heartthrob for our mother's generation.
Yeah,
and then he went away for a while, and then he was back in Grey's Anatomy, and he was the love interest, and they called him McDreamy because he's handsome. And then they had another guy come in, and he's sexy, so they called him McSteamy.
And this is why I have never, ever, and will never have seen an episode of Grey's Anatomy.
I tapped out when Sandra Oh went because she was amazing.
To me, he is the big giant red herring of Scream Tree.
To me, he is, what's his name in Thanksgiving?
Oh, yeah. He's the killer in Thanksgiving.
That's why he will never be the killer in Scream. Or could never be.
You're going to knock your drink there.
Am I?
Yep. But... Yeah, I forgot that. I forgot that he's the killer. Where the fuck is Thanksgiving 2, Eli, right? You're out here making a bunch of fucking movies. We're waiting on fucking Thanksgiving 2,
November.
which was promised last Thanksgiving. So between you and the night and the Return of the Living Dead people, you keep giving me dates and fucking going back at it, and it's pissing me off. I want my movies when they are announced, not fucking after. What's your theory?
Thanksgiving 2 is, my theory.
But Thanksgiving, you might as well, there's no point looking at it. He's not working on it.
Really? Because there's a whole cast list here for it.
I don't think he's working on it. I saw this morning that he was working on something fucking else.
Oh, go away. I'll tell you what, it's not that I have been seen being floated around online, that it's Martha. It's not Martha. That's not happening. Can't happen.
You can't have her be the bad guy in 2 franchises
at the same time. Yeah, number one. But number two, why would she kill off her own kids? You know, if they're going off after that group again, it's her kids. Like,
where is Jenna Ortega? Not in this one. Why am I here? Why am I the bad guy? For anyone that doesn't get that reference, watch Wednesday. But yeah, it was. Do you have any thoughts at all on what might be the
It's really hard to know because I always call it wrong, but I am holding hard that we'll get Stu alive in real life and that he talks, because I love Stu. I think he's my favorite in all the fucking movies.
Well, Matthew Lillard is just...
He's perfect.
He's endearing.
But even as Stu, I know Stu's a fucking... He went around killing people, but I would have hung out with Stu. No fucking problem. If you want me to
rank my favourite Ghostfaces,
Stu.
He is number one with a bullet.
Absolutely.
Or number one with a missing bullet, which could be the fucking whole point of it.
Yeah, but it is Stu. Patrick Mulrooney, whatever his name is, would be down at the bottom.
And it would
probably go... Even Billy isn't really number 2 for me.
Oh, yes.
Not for me.
The original 2 are the best. They pulled it off 100%. The original 2, and it wasn't just because it was the original surprise. It was, I know Billy was the obvious killer from point 1 of the movie, but to then introduce Stu with him, I think they're back and forth. I think the way their chemistry on screen.
Right. As a duo, if we're rating them by movie, yeah, the 2 of them will be number 1. But I think if we're going on individual Scream killers alone, it would probably be Stu, then Emma Roberts. I loved her.
See, I think I'd have to go as duo. Yeah, and I think I'd have to go movie to movie. I don't think I can individually. I think sometimes the pairings matter so much that you have to look at that too.
Well, yeah, you see, for me then in Scream 4, as a couple, they wouldn't be my number 2.
But see, they were so good. It was such a good. Again, when you look at the motive and how it ends, it was so good because it was, if you were to believe Roman Bridger, Emma Roberts just did what Billy was supposed to do.
Yeah.
Pin it on Stu and move on. But instead, the 2 of them decided to fucking go and pin it on fucking and keep themselves together. So she just followed. She just went the extra fucking
I think Stu would have cracked, though.
And plus, I don't think she ever had any interest in Rory Culkin whatsoever throughout the whole movie. He was just being used by her.
I was delighted for him when Kirby started coming on to him. I was like, get in there, Rory. But Emma Roberts fucked it up.
I suppose we don't have long to wait. We got 2 more weeks. But saying that, then who can forget fucking Quaid, Jack Quaid? Again, obvious, but the thing that makes the killer for me
is that you don't see it coming.
It's not even the obviousness. It's the ability to turn from one thing to another. With the same with the Scream TV show.
But do you not think that's what is the best about Stu, that he didn't need to change? He's still just the fucking same fucking, except you know what he did.
But see, this is where I'm different to everybody else. Everybody else watched that movie and was like, Billy's definitely the killer. And I was like, Billy's a red herring. Stu is definitely the killer.
But there's no change there's still...
enough. He gets manic. Yeah, he has the
comes across like he's got manic tendencies from the start,
to begin with.
Yeah.
He's manic fucking crazy at the end.
That's because his parents are going to give out to him.
But I think, especially when it comes to the boyfriend killers, because we've had that happen now 3 times in between the TV show and the movies.
Yeah.
I think that Jack Quaid, I think he did enough throughout the end sequence to take you away from him being a killer. I think, like when he's running around Stu's house and things are popping on him and he's reacting jumpy, I think that takes you off your guard a little bit. And you're like, well, it's not him. I think, what's her name? Mickey Madsen? I think that was a poor choice as the bad guy. She was I didn't like that pairing. there for the sake of being there.
Mm-hmm.
There for the sake of having a second.
Yeah.
Do you know?
They needed a second
She
killer.
didn't
They
have
threw
enough
her in.
storyline. She didn't have it, and she wasn't crazy enough in the end to pull it off, even with her fucking being on fire and going crazy kind of shit. There just wasn't enough. Again, there wasn't enough chemistry between the two killers to justify what I was seeing. The chemistry between Emma Roberts and Rory Culkin, it was obvious almost straight away that Emma was using Rory.
Oh, yeah.
Obvious. But again, his obliviousness to that fucking fact was enough to make it like, oh, beautiful. This is perfect.
But then do they ever really need chemistry? Because you only get in Scream 2, you only get the two of them on screen for about 5 minutes
again,
together. But there's
Scream 2, one of my favorite movies for a very long time.
But
weak ending.
Weekend, yeah, I would
Weak
agree with
reveal.
that.
Because, again, as you just pointed out, the two killers had no real fucking big part.
But if you watch it properly, you see Roseanne's sister.
But, that's a big part of my complaint here. And if you watch my reviews,
but it's the same with Scream 1. Like I keep pointing out, if you listened to the music in Scream 1, the soundtrack and stuff, that's very subtle. But you're like, right.
But in 1, you didn't know what to expect.
No.
And in 1, nobody expected 2 people.
No.
In 2, once you realize that the fucking killer is filming everything, Mickey becomes obvious. Way too obvious. Because Mickey is never in any scene without a camera in his hand.
Yeah.
And then Billy's mom, whereas you don't think Nancy Loomis is the killer, you definitely think Debbie Salt has something to do with things because she's everywhere all the time, constantly. Debbie Salt still being Nancy Loomis.
You just think she's a reporter.
I think the big reveal there is she's Billy's mom.
Yeah, not that.
In that movie, that's the big reveal.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
It's not who it is, it's who it is, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's not the physical person, it's the motive behind the physical person. The motive means more than the thing.
Mm.
And I think Mickey's motive was a good motive too. We just didn't get to see Timothy Olyphant really fucking flex his fucking skills throughout the fucking movie, which took away from his eventual reveal. He was too obvious. He was too on the fucking nose. And if you knew that you were looking for someone holding a fucking... if you realised early enough that the killer was filming everything, which is baked into the fucking storyline because that's how fucking Courtney Cox and David Arquette end up getting in their fucking trouble.
Yeah.
Because they go looking through the footage to find the guy filming the fucking the kills.
Mm.
You know straight away who you're looking for, and it's fucking Mickey.
Yeah.
The third one, no one ever had a fucking chance.
Except our son.
Yeah, how that prick pull it off. This guy, he watched, so he's
pretty much.
He's 8 years old. He's on his first Scream run. He went through one. He called Billy, and then once Billy got stabbed or fake stabbed by Stu.
Then he called Stu.
Like,
didn't
shit.
He? No?
He didn't call Stu. That was
at all.
What happened was basically when Billy fell down the stairs at the end, and then Billy kind of revealed himself. He had a little kind of smirk in his face, like called it, and then she turns around, and walks into Stu, and it was like silence, and his face just went stone. It was like,
what's going on here?
In the second one, he caught nothing, but I don't think he paid full
attention. He didn't pay attention to the second one.
And then that was when I was like, all right, no more phones in anybody's hands while we're watching movies. And he watched the third one closely and called everything.
No problem.
To the point that I am really tempted to look through his search history to see did he do any research before he watched it.
Pretty sure I have that disabled.
I was just wondering, did he look up who was the killer in Scream 3? Because
he wouldn't have thought of it. That phone wasn't in his hands, and he thought about it for a while. It was closer to the end of the movie where you still don't know it's Roman. You still don't even have an inkling, and he was like
it was Roman. And then Roman's dead body shows up, and I was like, how'd you explain that? And he was like, he faked it. What? He's like, he faked it. He's alive. And then when he unmasked, he's like, told you. I'm like, fuck.
He's still the only person I've ever met that called that.
How did he do with Scream 4 again?
Scream 4, he called Rory, but then
he thought it was Rory and his friend. He thought it was the two friends.
Yeah.
He thought they were repeating it.
He didn't.
And
call
I
him
did say
Roberts.
they had a fucking massive missed opportunity with I can't remember the kid's name, the guy with the camera in his head.
Yeah.
He looked so much like he could be related to Liev Schreiber that they really fucked up not making him a relation of Cotton.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Especially when he's videotaping everything. It could have been 100% cotton online edition. You know?
Yeah.
Brought back from the
Yeah.
dead. It was perfect. So I think that was a bit of a fuck up. I don't know. I think
I'm
we're
very
getting a
proud
bit
of
too. I think we're starting to get a bit too deep into this now. For something we're going to be talking about for ages, we've spent a half an hour on it already. But yeah, so you don't have any solid theories yet in why you're just waiting to sit back and
I
find
kind of
out.
like to piece it as I'm watching the movie because, like we explained, they're detective movies. Like
I know, but I've seen so many of them now, and for me, the detective side starts as soon as the storyline plot fucking starts
I
to drop
know.
and the trailers start to come out.
I know what I'd be happy
And-
with. I know what I'd be disappointed with. But I'm not going to let if it's not Stu the way I think it's going to be Stu, I'm not going to let it ruin my experience of the movie
It's-
because that's fucking stupid.
Been different in other movies because you have no idea who the characters are going. No, to be fair, as soon as they announced the cast of Scream 5, I was like, Jack Quaid's one of them.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you're not going to put Jack Quaid
But it
in
was the
movie.
same with
I'm not
Patrick
having to kill him.
Mulrooney. As soon as we saw Patrick Mulrooney was in it, I was like, it has to be Patrick Mulrooney. But we didn't call all of it. Yeah.
Yeah. That dude. And see, that's my point. That is my point of the reveal. That you have to be able to switch from one vibe to another like that. In the TV show, when Willa Fitzgerald's boyfriend reveals himself to be the second killer, because they do the two killers, but they do them over 2 seasons, where you get the first killer in season 1 and the second killer in season 2. His fucking twist from loving boyfriend to manic psychopath, beautiful. Fucking Stu and Billy and Stu's, perfect. Fucking Emma Roberts, perfect. Even looking at Mickey to see his motive, the motives behind Mickey and fucking Nancy's reasoning behind what they did, while an underwhelming reveal because the characters weren't very much in your face, the motive was perfect.
Yeah. Patrick
But
Mulrooney, on the other hand.
It was toneless. It was like his tone never changed throughout the fucking movie. He never played the grieving father properly when his daughter was fucking
No, he just
killed.
walked out that building.
And again, Kirby is an FBI agent who specializes in Ghostface killers and in those investigations. You're telling me the FBI specialist of Ghostface killings had absolutely no idea what the father of the last Ghostface killer looked like?
Maybe she hadn't gotten that far into her research.
Oh, fuck right off. She had a whole year.
She did.
So-
Do you think the latest ones to happen would be top of her pile? Like,
Exactly. She had fucking 11 years to fucking look into the other ones. The one she was involved with, the one she had first-hand been involved with. Fair enough. If you want to count Scream Season 3 as being within the fucking Ghostface lore and all that stuff, then technically, yeah, in 2020 fucking, or 2019, 2018, I can't remember, sometime around that area, around the 2020 area, she'd have to have gone to Atlanta to deal with that issue once. But outside of that,
what was she doing? Sitting on her arse.
soft fucking job Kirby was doing, huh? Sitting around watching horror movies. No. From pretend court, pretend illegal shit going on in Scream to real court battles involving Ghostface. We're going to get into our news section now. So right before Scream 7 is set to haunt theaters on February 27th, the studio behind it, Paramount Pictures and Spyglass Media Group, have gone and filed a federal lawsuit in California to get a judge to legally confirm that they actually own the rights to the Ghostface mask. They want a judge to declare that they have the exclusive rights to use and exploit it so nothing gets slapped by a copyright bomb before release. The complaint names a company called Alterian Inc.
Alterian, yeah.
Yeah, also known as Alterian Ghost Factory, a special effects design shop that claims it originally created the ghostly mask called the Wailer in the early 1990s, which is a story we've all heard a million times before, so I would believe it. Alterian say that Funworld, the costume company that licensed the mask to Scream originally, basically copied their design. Oh, so it's
Well,
not
hang on
Fun
now
World
2
looking for
seconds.
this.
It's clearly based on Munch's
The Scream.
The Scream, like. So if that's the case, like, who's going to fucking win this here? Because the Scream isn't copyrighted anymore. It's a fucking face. Like, it's like 100 years' time, they'd be running around with art masks.
Anyway, yeah. So Altorian say the Fun World copied their design and that they never properly licensed or paid for it. No. Altorian wants damages, potentially in the hundreds of millions, for the alleged infringement. Paramount and Spyglass are responding with classic studio legal strategy. They say they licensed the design from Fun World, which made and sold the mask commercially before Scream existed. And funny enough, the man who designed the mask for Fun World also licensed it out for 2. There are 2 Ghostface books unrelated to the Woodsboro story, unrelated to the Scream story. I have them. I haven't read them yet.
Okay.
I will check them out, but they involve a killer in the Ghostface gear called Ghostface killing people, and it's again different serial killers every time, but there's 2 books.
And if this is going before courts, how come fucking Ghostface isn't bringing his own lawsuit against the whole Ghostface thing?
Yeah, he outdoes them.
Ghostface killer, yeah.
Years, yeah. Anyhow, they say they licensed it from Fun World, so yeah. They're pointing out that Altorian never objected for decades while the mask became one of horror's most iconic pieces of merch and imagery, which is true enough.
It is, but I'd say Halloween costume sales have probably gone down where the ghost mask is concerned, because kids are dressing up as superheroes and you know, non-scary thing. Not our kids, but I mean, like, if you're not making money from your creation anymore, but somebody else making money.
But they were never making money. But that's the exact opposite to the point.
But Altorian had it.
No, Fun World had it. Fun World, they're claiming the Fun World ripped off a mask that they created called the Wailer.
Okay.
Fun World then licensed it to Scream.
So Fun World's at fault, really?
Fun World, I don't think exists anymore.
Okay.
I think they're gone. I don't think they're a business anymore.
Okay.
Anyway, the studios are trying to get the court to apply legal concepts like lashes. Basically, you waited too long to complain. This is what they're saying. To bar Altorian's claims. They argue that letting this dispute roll forward now, right as the movie drops, would be unfair and destabilizing. Now, to be fucking fair, you got statute of limitations on fucking a lot of crimes. Why the fuck wouldn't you have on this?
Copyright law is extremely sticky.
They've had 30 fucking years. No, hang on. 6, 2016, 2020. They've had 30 years to complain about this.
Yeah.
30 full years.
Okay.
7 movies, 3 seasons of a TV show. Fair enough, they only used the mask in 1 season. 2 books.
Well, yeah. According to the US Supreme Court rulings and the Copyright Claims Board, while the suit must be filed within 3 years of discovery, damages may be recovered for infringements that occurred earlier. So,
and I mean, you're telling me nobody that works for Altorian ever heard or saw Scream?
Yeah,
Scary
so the 3-year clock begins when the infringement is discovered, not when it's first occurred.
Then you cannot try and sell me on this bullshit fact.
Maybe they've been in a coma. The owner's been in a coma for the last 27 years prior to this.
Scream 5 I'm hearing about. Fuck off, you dickhead.
Criminal copyright infringement claims generally have a 5-year statute of limitations.
So, why this matters beyond boring legalese is pretty straightforward. The Ghostface mask isn't a background prop. It's the symbol of the franchise. Everywhere in trailers, posters, merchandise, promotions, and branding. If the studio loses the case or have to pay out big, it could change how Scream 7 is marketed or even how they can use the mask going forward.
I doubt they have a leg to stand on, because if that was the case, Jim Fitzpatrick could be a billionaire right now from his use of Che Guevara, because he created the Che Guevara icon and he never ever copyrighted it.
So a quick timeline context, because it's wild. The original Scream came out in 1996, picked a Halloween costume mask that Fun World had been selling. The mask, simple but eerie, became the template for all the Ghostface versions we know now. Over about 30 years, merchandise, replicas, costumes, licensing deals, and film usage all expanded into a huge commercial footprint. Was it you that said it to me, or did we read it somewhere? That did I read it somewhere? That the original, was it Weinstein's that made this movie originally?
Mhm.
That it was Dimension Films, wasn't it, or something like that?
Yeah.
And Weinstein, I think, owned that. I'm not 100% sure. But they were not sold on The Mask. And if you watch the opening scene of Scream 1, The Mask is a bit, you can tell, especially when he's chasing Drew Barrymore for that first big stab, that The Mask is way wider and cheaper looking. And then later on in the movie, it becomes The Mask we know it to be. But the idea was that they actually they just got a rough concept of The Mask, or a cheap version of The Mask, which must have been the one that they bought right off the fucking shelf, and shot that scene with that mask just to prove.
But that's what happens.
To the production company that this was going to look scary.
They said they weren't sold on The Mask, that they thought it maybe was a bit cheesy, and they were like, look, just let us film this and then watch it. They filmed it, they showed it to whichever the Weinsteins it was, and then he shut his mouth, and they had no more input into the movie. Basically, they were like, yeah, do what you want with it. So, because they were sold with the opening sequence. It is funny though what happened, poor Maureen, considering it's a Weinstein movie.
Made that last joke.
Oh well, yeah.
5 minutes with Drew Barrymore, and you can wear whatever mask you want.
I'll just check off. Yeah.
So, like I said, The Mask, it's simple but eerie, and that was the template going fucking forward. So,
Altarian.
What a hard fucking name to say. Altarian is now saying they own the underlying design despite staying silent while all of that happened. It's the kind of you snooze, you lose argument the studios are betting the judge will eat alive. So the short form kind of thing here is Paramount, the Spyglass, were just sued to lock down, or just sued them, Altarian, to lock down the Ghostface mask rights and block a late claim from them that they invented the original design, all while Scream 7 looms on the release calendar. It's classic horror behind the scenes, not a ghost story, but trademark thriller here.
Yep.
Up next, we got Dolly. Very little is known about Dolly so far.
Creepy fucking cover.
The new horror thriller Dolly has officially been slapped with an R rating by the MPAA, and not for some wimpy PG-13's jump scares. It earned a rating because of strong violence, significant gore, and grisly imagery that the board says is too intense for a lighter classification. I have heard, tone-wise, this has been compared to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Cool. This little doll in it that looks like the Rule of Jenny Penn as well.
So here's what we know about why it's R-rated. The MPAA specifically cited strong graphic violence and intense bloody sequences as the core reason behind the rating. Descriptions from early screenings and marketing point toward imagery that isn't just implied horror, it's unsettling visuals and practical effects that get in your face. This already sounds like my favorite movie this year. Grisly comes up repeatedly, which is horror code for blood, guts, and scenes meant to stay with you after the credits roll. No watered down PG-13 tricks here. This is full-on adult horror vibe, and the rating reflects that. It's meant for audiences prepared for serious brutality and visceral visuals, not just spooky dolls and jump scares. And we all know they're comparing it to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They're calling it grisly, and there's a spooky doll in it.
Yeah.
You're pretty much ticking all my boxes here.
Pushing all your buttons.
There weren't plot details revealed with the rating announcement, but between the title and the MPAA's language, the frontrunner vibe is killer doll toy-themed horror with a gruesome streak. Think less cute children's toy and more nightmare and soft packaging. Mm-hmm. The rating strongly suggests we will be seeing effects and violence that push to Saw tier territory rather than safe scares.
Okay.
So that is one to look forward to. I have no date for that. I don't know when it's coming.
Good cast. Sean William Scott's in it. Ethan Suplee plays in it. There's a wrestler called Max the Impaler. Woman.
She's on Corrigan's NWA. That's modern NWA. I haven't seen it.
And TJPW. Presuming that's Japan.
Sorry?
TJPW?
No, they're New Japan Pro Wrestling. Sorry, maybe Total Japan Pro Wrestling. I don't know, because you got there's New Japan Pro Wrestling, All Japan Pro Wrestling. There's a few of them.
Okay.
See, New Japan, I think, was started by two guys, and Antonio Inoki, and I can't remember who the other one was. Maybe it was Baba. I can't 100% remember. But they eventually ended up falling out and splitting, and that's where All Japan Pro Wrestling came in, and New Japan was it was like WWE, WCW kind of shit.
Okay.
So, our buddy Flanny and King are at it again.
Yeah.
These guys can't get enough of each other. BFFs for fucking life. Mike Flanagan is going to make a fresh The Mist adaptation. It's officially in the works, and he is steering the ship. The filmmaker behind Gerald's Game, Dr. Sleep, Oculus, Midnight Mass, The Haunting of Hill House, Bly Manor, and The Fall of the House of Usher, and much more. And he I'm right in saying
Harry.
he did The Life of Chuck. Yeah?
He did The Life of Chuck. Yeah.
Which is also Stephen King.
He is doing the new Carrie. Yeah.
Along with Matthew Lillard.
Yeah.
He's in that. So Flanagan is set to write and direct the new film version of Stephen King's novella The Mist for Warner Brothers Pictures, marking a major reunion with King's material roughly 20 years after the franchise's last big screen adaptation. This isn't some minor project. Flanagan isn't just directing, he's also writing the screenplay and producing through his Red Room banner alongside Tyler Thompson and Spyglass producers Gary Barber and Chris Stone. Alexandra. Yeah. Magistro. I'm fucking so bad.
Alexandra Magistro.
Can't say it. It's funny though, because of me liking Japanese wrestling.
You've got no problem with Japanese. Yeah.
Like fucking throwing it out there. But English names, European names. I live in Europe. Why can't I say European names? I don't fucking know.
I think your mouth works that way.
Can't roll yours.
Yes, you can.
Alexandra. No,
I don't know that they speak like that though.
I don't know. Anyway, that person is going to be an executive producer for the company, signaling a full creative rollout behind this. For some context, The Mist is a Stephen King novella about a mysterious creature-haunted fog that plunges a small town into panic and highlights how fragile society becomes when fear takes over. The previous well-known film version was directed by Frank Darabont in 2007 and is remembered for its bleak ending and cult horror status. Might be way off, but it's Frank Darabont, the cop in the fucking video game movie with
I think that's Frank Langella. That's Frank Langella. 2 seconds. I think that's his name. I know here. Yeah, that's Frank Langella.
What's the name of the fucking movie?
Brain Scan. That's him. That's who you're about this guy here. They do kind of look similar though.
Do they?
Kinda.
Okay. And being they're both bald with grey beards.
No, look at their nose shape and all.
In a few years, I'll look like them too.
Anyway, be more of a fox.
Where was I here? Where the fuck is his name?
He's
okay. So Flanagan has strong track record with King adaptions. Again, like we said, Gerald's Game, Dr. Sleep, and so on. The horror storytelling that leans into character dread and psychological horror rather than just gore. So his take on The Mist has fans buzzing, and in some corners, nervous about whether his adaptation will lean closer to King's tone or flip it in a radically new direction. But I think he's been...
Have you read it?
Not yet. I'm still on it. I took a break. I stopped reading it about a month ago, and I have to start really getting back into it. I think I just kind of burnt myself out. I think we were doing so much here that by the time bedtime came,
it was bedtime.
It wasn't bedtime.
Oh.
It was time for me to put on documentaries to learn more about what I needed to talk about the next day. But I think he has been fairly fucking. I mean, especially I have read The Life of Chuck and I have seen The Life of Chuck. He is, and Dr. Sleep as well, and Gerald's Game.
True to the novel.
He stays pretty fucking close to the novel.
See, I don't know how the novella ends. I haven't read The Mist. I know that there was an alternative ending to the 2007 movie. So I'd like to know
where they don't all kill each other, kill themselves.
But the
Or he doesn't
heartbreaking
kill
part of
everybody
it is that,
and doesn't kill himself.
yeah, he hears the army make their way.
Anyway, no official release date yet, and since Flanagan is also juggling other projects, including the new Exorcist film, currently slated for March 2027, production likely won't kick into high gear right away, but the announcement makes this one of the biggest King adaptation headlines in horror this year and sets up a major theatrical project that could reshape how this classic story plays on the big screen. And next up, I don't know how I feel about this. I think this might be a bad fucking idea. Because to be honest, I heard they were going in a different direction with this originally, but whatever. In a Violent Nature 2. In a Violent Nature 1, great movie. But let's fucking face it. It was Friday the 13th if we got to look through Jason's eyes for the whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
Or
it was
like playing
good,
a Friday
though.
the 13th video game. Because everything about it felt like a video game. Even the walking, the sound of the walking and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the movie. It was a great movie. But I heard that the next step was they were going to go more Jason goes to New York kind of fucking style, and he was going to make his way into a town. No.
Like Crocodile Dundee vibes in my head.
Summer camp.
Oh.
That's where Johnny is heading. To summer camp.
Why was that not a summer camp that they were?
No, they were just camping.
That looked like a summer camp that you send your kids to me.
No, you're thinking of when they went to kind of the cultural center.
Yeah.
Like Rangers.
Yeah. Oh, that's what that was. Okay.
It was a Forest Rangers location. So the slasher sequel in A Violent Nature 2 is well underway and taking the killer Johnny out of the wilderness and straight into summer camp chaos. The story for this new chapter sends Johnny, the resurrected, vengeful, undead antagonist from the original, to a remote summer camp where he clashes with a group of teens during their end-of-season party. Now, again, Johnny is very, very, very close in look and storyline to
Jason.
So I think this could be leaning a little too... Look, I'm going to wait and reserve judgment till I watch the movie because 9 times out of 10 I like it anyway.
Yeah.
So this time the setting is classic slasher territory. Cabins, councils, camps, campers even, bonfires, and all the screaming you can imagine. The film is a direct sequel to In a Violent Nature, the 2024 Canadian slasher written and directed by Chris Nash that originally premiered at Sundance. Got a theatrical run via IFC Films, then landed on Shudder after becoming a bit of a cult hit. In that first movie, Johnny is awakened after a group of teens steal a cursed locket from his grave and embarks on a methodical killing spree with much of the action shown from his perspective. A unique twist on the genre that got people talking and screaming. For the sequel, Roy Barrett returns as Johnny, keeping him right at the bloody center of the horror. The cast also includes Lucas Nguyen, Olivia Scriven, Laurie Babin, Fionn Laird. I can't believe I nearly fucked up Fionn. That's my own fucking son's name. Donald McLean Jr. and Evan Marsh. Chris Nash wrote the script again and produces alongside Peter. Nice one. Koblowski. Oh, yeah, Koblowski. That's a cool second name.
Koblowski, yeah.
What's your name? Peter Koblowski. You have to say it like that every time. Shannon Hanmer and Michael James Regan. Co-producer Leanne Kunj is involved as well. The new director is Nathaniel Wilson, who served as the first assistant director on the original. Production began in September of 2025 in Canada. Canada, and the project is now circulating at the European film market, backed by international sales banner Charades. With hopes to push the film hard with buyers around the world. Producers have teased even more kills, more blood, and hopefully more iconic sequences than the first film delivered, basically promising to push the ultra-violent style into the red. So, yeah, what I'm getting there is the movie is done.
It's done. Oh, it would be so if it's doing the rounds.
Around. I wouldn't have thought they'd have to do that much to shop it around, to be honest. I would have thought the first one would have done a lot of the work.
Yeah.
There, you know?
And is this Donald McLean in it? Is he Don McLean's son, I wonder?
One last story before we move on to a quick review. And that is, hey, Amy, you like fish sticks?
Okay, fish.
Okay, fish. That's what I thought this story was going to be about. And then I read more into it, and it turns out it had not. Well, the fucking headline was Gay Shark Movie, right?
Yeah.
I thought, cool. Turns out not so much. It's about a shark that eats gay people. The daughter of zombie movie royalty Tina Romero, offspring of Night of the Living Dead legend George A. Romero, is gearing up to take a big bite out of shark horror with a queer twist in her next project. After directing her first feature, Queens of the Dead, a drag queen zombie romp that hit Shudder and earned attention for its fresh voice and horror, she and co-writer Erin Judge have started working on a big gay ensemble shark film currently titled Jawline. In interviews about the project, Romero and Judge described Jawline as a horror movie about beautiful queer beachgoers who find themselves facing shark terror on the sand and in the surf. Basically, classic shark horror energy, but with a focus on queer characters and vibes front and center, something rarely seen in the genre. So it seems like she's just making regular horror movies, but the cast is all LGBTQ plus.
Yeah.
People.
She's describing this one as a cousin to her. Yeah.
Just want to say, so it's a cousin movie to Queens. So basically in the same style, but take out zombies, replace it with fucking. Instead of doing Night of the Living Dead, she's doing Jaws with gay people. Sharks,
yeah.
Last one she did was Night of the Living Dead with gay people. This is going to be Jaws with gay people.
Gay people, yeah.
So, yeah. The filmmakers also hinted that a Queens of the Dead sequel is on their creative radar for the future, but Jawline is getting their attention first, letting them space out between projects while they expand their horror universe.
Nice.
You fell asleep during Queens of the Dead.
I did.
So you missed that ending.
I did.
Yeah, same as all the other Romero zombie movies. The zombies are still there. You just got to learn to live with them. And it was the annoying character that actually comes back to save the day.
You told me that. I remember that one because I remember you saying that they were annoying. Yeah.
Well, just, how do I say this without getting myself in trouble? How often have I said that in this show? I'm all about live and let live, but sometimes the really, really over-the-top camp gay people who are in your face with it can be a little irritating. Well, that's the same way as anybody who, like, people who are over-the-top fucking movie lovers who call themselves cinephiles and shit like that. Or
because they become gatekeeper.
Yeah, that all annoys the shit out of me. So when that particular character is acting over-the-top ghetto black girl, it started to get really fucking annoying really fast. But at the same time, they grow on you. They grow on you. And by the end of it, you do like them. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what his pronouns are. Their pronouns are.
Give up.
I don't know what this person's pronouns are. You're looking at me to confirm it. I don't know. If you don't know the pronouns, use they and them. Okay. Because if somebody didn't know if you preferred he or she, they'd say they. Okay. It's a general term. Okay. All right. Except where you're caught is the Zemzies ours.
What?
I don't know. That's a new one on me as well that I just found out in the last few weeks. I'm trying to figure it out, Josh.
Well, I wish that was whiskey. I'm all for everybody having their fucking place and all that kind of shit. And I understand that other terms would sound more offensive. They, them is the only one that really. If you want to get, you know what? I agree with the coming up with new words, the Z, Zem, Z, whatever. I can deal with that because it's a new fucking word and I don't know. I don't have context for that word already.
Z's over there. Zerbag is there.
That's fine.
I don't understand it though.
Just makes me sound German. You know? There's the
Z-bag in the corner.
But, I shouldn't have done that for German. That was wrong.
You completely fucked yourself in this episode. Foot in your mouth over and over and over and over.
Every time you hear someone do an over-the-top German fucking
Wow,
Z
your hand
star,
automatically
they
goes up.
always go for the Nazi fucking shit, and I just couldn't help myself. It was almost
But
like
if
a
you're going to
reflex.
do that and for it to be satire, you have to put your finger up to your nose so people know you're messing.
I think if you listen to this show enough, you know I'm not that kind of person. I don't know.
I believe you. It's okay.
All I'm saying is, come up with new words. That's fine. I can accept that. It's a new concept, so new words make sense for a new concept. They them already has a definition, and and the definition involves more than one. And I understand they're saying they're more than one gender, but you still choose one of those genders, right? Or you're saying you're not either of those genders. So let's come up with a new word for it, because there's been so many times where I have genuinely 100% gotten confused when I heard or read an article where they're talking about they or they them, and I'm trying to figure out who the other person in the storyline is.
No, I know.
And it's like, hold on, oh, they mean just that person on their own. They implies more than one person.
Yeah.
Them implies more than one person. So for me, they them doesn't work as a pronoun for one person. It's a collective. And I understand their argument is we are neither male nor female. We are both, making it a collective. But all I'm saying is, if you want to avoid confusion and avoid people fucking getting pissy about the they them shit, then come up with new words. New words are fun. Let's have fun with some new words.
Why not say you can call me he or she, like Eddie Izzard? Eddie Izzard's like, my name. I prefer. You can call me Eddie, but I prefer to be called by what's his new name? Is it Lucy? But I prefer to be called by Lucy. But as in, like, he'll take he and he'll take she, like, you know, because I suppose he sees himself as non-binary now as well.
He's a bit more fluid though.
He's very fluid, yeah.
That dude's been kind of fucking cool about it since day one, like, where you've never really he was androgynous from day one, like, you know, you never really knew. And
he is, and then you see him in movies like Victoria and Abdul, where he's like Queen Victoria's son, and he's full on beard, and it's like, holy shit. That's the point with Eddie Izzard. Yeah, he can transition, no problem.
In both sides, where he'll play a manly man, or he'll play an extremely feminine woman, or he will play the in-between, or he will be trans, or he won't be trans, or he'll be bored. So that tracks for him. But still, you know, it's just, I'm not getting into this. Is a horror fucking podcast. I'm not getting into pronouns about this. All I'm saying is, it would be more fun if you came up with new words rather than taking old words that already mean something and trying to fucking force them into meaning this and confusing everybody. And
that's how language evolves, though.
And it is a 100% confusion matter, because, like I said, it only really irritates me when I'm trying to read something and I see they did this or I saw them, and I'm like, okay, so there was that person. Who else was involved in the storyline? And then I'm like, wait 1 second. No. That person.
They're non-binary.
And I have to go look and shit up. But just give us a new word.
Okay. Cool.
Maybe if we went... No, that won't work either. Fuck it. Move on. We're going to go into our review and finish off the day here. So, this week, obviously, we did Savageland. So let's stick with Savageland.
When a small town near the Arizona-Mexico border is wiped out overnight, suspicion falls on the lone survivor. But a roll of photos the survivor took that night tells a different story. Written and directed by Phil Guidry, Simon Herbert, and David Whelan, starring Heather Moore, Lars Nielsen, and JC Carlos.
Now, this one was recommended to me by Final Footage on Instagram. I think it's final.footage on Instagram if you're looking for him. This dude's got great found footage and mockumentary recommendations and knowledge. And I had to dig fucking deep to find a returning recommendation that they hadn't. I don't actually know if it's a he or a she I've been talking to.
Are they?
They have referred to the fact that they had to wait for their female partner to come home to watch the next movie that I suggested to them, or to watch a certain movie. So I'm assuming it's a guy, but that would be wrong of me to assume. So
because assuming makes an ass out of you and
exactly.
me.
So I had to dig deep to try and find something that they hadn't seen in the mockumentary or found footage world. And I did finally pull it off when I suggested The Great Martian War of 1913 to 1917.
Decent little movie.
But I knew that not a lot of people had seen that
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
So I was like, I know this underground. Every time I mention it, no one's ever heard of it. It's not really a movie. It's like a weird History Channel special.
Mockumentary.
But it's fun. So go check them out at final.footage on Instagram. Tell them you got a referral from your doctor. He'll tell you something good to watch. Or they'll tell you something good to watch. God damn it, reach out and tell me if you're a guy or a girl so that I don't get myself in any more trouble in this fucking show. Anyway. Savageland. It is one of the most quietly devastating zombie films ever made, mostly because it doesn't behave like one. There are no chaotic hordes sprinting at the camera, no big explosive set pieces, no heroic last stands. Instead, it presents itself like a sober, methodical, true crime documentary. Interviews, photographs, courtroom records, news footage. The format is so grounded, so procedural, that you almost forget you're watching a horror film at all. That realism is its greatest weapon. The film centers on an undocumented immigrant accused of massacring an entire border town. The only evidence suggesting something supernatural occurred comes from a roll of photographs he took that night. The horror doesn't just come from what's in those images. It comes from how quickly the community, the media, and the justice system decides they already know the truth. The undercurrent of racism running through this film made me genuinely angry, which is exactly what it was supposed to do. The town doesn't want a complicated explanation. It wants a convenient villain. And that villain is chosen long before the facts enter the room. The way people talk about him, the way fear morphs into prejudice, feels disturbingly authentic. It's not exaggerated, it's familiar. And that's what makes Savageland hit so hard. The story feels uncomfortably true to life. Strip away the undead and what you're left with is a portrait of xenophobia, media manipulation, and systematic bias. Watching it in the context of real-world events, whether you're thinking about Haiti, Palestine, or any number of modern crises where narratives shape perception, the film stops feeling like genre entertainment and starts feeling like commentary. And yet, when the horror elements surface, they're chilling. The still photographs are some of the most haunting zombie imagery in modern horror precisely because they're static, frozen moments of chaos that your brain fills in. Savageland works because it doesn't scream, it observes. And in doing so, it proves that sometimes the scariest part of a zombie movie isn't the undead, it's how quickly the living decide who deserves to be sacrificed. If you want to hear more reviews from me, check out Real Talk with the Doctor every Sunday, free on patreon.com/the Horrorverse Network. And also, if you want to hear our true crime take on this, go check out this week's episode where we do the massacre of Santa de Cristo.
Santa de Cristo.
And we play into a lot of old school, speaking of old school Romero tropes, and kind of talk about the idea of biological warfare, trioxin being a biological weapon, similar to what we did maybe a year or two ago when we covered Reanimator and the Living Dead series all in one fucking go.
Yeah.
Which was ambitious of me.
Was worked.
Probably should have split some shit up there, but yeah. Live and learn. That's why I'm going to be redoing some bits and pieces as we go along, with the first one coming this week.
Nice.
Well, like I said, most people I see on podcasts, like they kind of they goal towards their big numbers. You know, it's like episode 100 is going to be something special. What subject will start at episode 100? What will they cover?
You're
going to
finish it at episode 100.
I am counting us down to 100.
Cool.
We are now on the countdown, starting with number fucking 96 and making our way to 100 to finish off a 5-part story about the greatest horror fucking story to ever fucking live. And we're only going to cover the parts that are actually
good,
decent. Yes, we're even bringing in some side stuff that technically isn't canon, but should have been in the universe, nearly was in the universe, didn't make it, didn't quite get there because of rights issues. I mean, we were definitely going to look at the Butcher Boys and their connection. There's a possibility the All-American Massacre might fit in there somewhere. Maybe I'll leave Chop Top alive this time instead of killing him off like I did last time. I don't know.
Cool.
Wait and see. It would make an interesting fucking witness, I suppose. Someone telling us our tale. Might be something bad. Might be giving myself ideas right here, right now. That's awesome. You can check it out this week, this Wednesday coming as we start the legend. The Sawyers and the Legend of Leatherface Part 1. Again. Also, you can check out It's Live Action, Playing with Bones, Celebrity Rap Sheet, Real Talk with the Doctor, and Amy Rose's photo drops every week on patreon.com/the Horrorverse Network for $5 a month with a 7-day free trial. And you can check out Amy Rose on Twitch every Monday, 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Irish time at Amy Rose 9 as she travels through time and assassinates people. That's what Assassin's Creed is about, right?
It is, yeah.
Got it right.
They're all looking for the same golden apple. Orb.
I played some of Black Sail and I played...
Some of Valhalla?
I played, a good bit of Valhalla, but I made a mistake.
You're going around trying to get all the viewpoints.
But I did this in Red Dead Redemption and it worked out so well for me. I opened them, like, first thing I did in Red Dead Redemption 2 was instead of cracking on with missions, I went and I searched for gold. I went and I found all the gold in the map, opening up the entire map to myself, allowing me to see where everything was, and at the same time racking up enough money that I could get all the best of the gear, best guns, best gear. I had plenty of fucking money going on towards the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And that helped me then fucking pass all the levels with mostly with ease.
Yeah.
So I thought, open world again. This fucking map is huge. If I have all the viewpoints open, I can see where all the little markers are, and then I can decide what my next thing. Because that's the OCD side of me kicking in. It's like, I'll do that, then I'll knock out all these little side missions, then I'll go and knock out all these little bits, and then I'll take on the big story.
No, just go with the flow of it.
Yeah. That's what I'll have to do next time I try and play.
You're not going to enjoy it if you're not going with the flow.
Go with it. And what started happening was, and this will show you, because I know a lot of people are like, I have OCD. I'm not diagnosed OCD, but I do believe I have OCD because I stopped playing Valhalla for a very specific reason. There was a dot on my map, a marker on my map, and it said something. They even had a little title over it for something I could do. And I searched the area where that dot was for fucking days.
Is this something you can actually do, though?
I Googled it. I looked. I searched. I could not fucking find how to just get rid of this map. I am the type of person that is.
Did you set a custom marker by mistake?
No. Because I set custom markers on top of it.
For that.
No, because I put custom markers on top of it to ensure I got to the exact right point of where it was, and I couldn't, for the life of me, figure out what had to be done there. But because that marker was going to stay there, it would annoy me so fucking much that I couldn't concentrate in the rest of the fucking game.
I'm trying to figure out what it was. I'm on the map of England in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. That's the next one I have to play. It goes to Finland and France and all. And I can't fucking find what this could be.
It pissed me fucking off to the degree where I was like, I'm done, and I walked away.
Sometimes you just need to get to a higher level, Josh. If you have patience. Patience.
I know, but you know I'm like one of those people who can't even say, like, if there a notification comes up on my phone, I have to clear it straight away.
You are so bad at that time on our jars.
I have to open the fucking app and clear it from inside the app. I can't just swipe it out of my menu and have that little fucking stupid red number hanging over my fucking app.
No, I know.
I have to go in there and get rid of it that way. Even when I know what it is, when I know it's an email that I don't need to read, when I know it's a stupid fucking Facebook notification, even though I don't go on fucking Facebook anymore, when it's an Instagram notification that I know what that notification is going to be for, I still have to go in and acknowledge that I've looked at it so that it'll clear away from my thing, or it will drive me fucking crazy.
I know.
Anyway, that's it for this week.
Check us out next week.
We're out of here. We'll be back next week with more tales from the Horrorverse. See you all then. Same alive time. Same Horrorverse channel. I gotta go get my petrol ready. Get the fucking chainsaw revving. We are about to get rolling on the countdown to 100. Yes.
Bye-bye.
Love you. Bye-bye.